We are live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your coach, Coach Frenchy, back in the booth, and we have to go all the way to go to the West Coast to find our co-host, Michael DeVillano.
How you doing, Pierre?
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Some interesting storylines from yesterday, and
A lot of things sounds like we did the show. Like it's always funny because Friday we leave and then come back only Monday. It's on the weekend. A lot of things, games and up and down and injuries and trade signature milestone. And one team is out of the playoff right now, so it's pretty good what's going on around the league. So it was a good weekend, honestly.
it was a good weekend, yeah.
So that's what's happening. I think the first thing we have to talk is about the two trade happening this weekend. First was the Montreal Canadiens trade for Eric Stahl. They gave the 35th round NHL draft pick in 2021 to the Buffalo Sabres. And in return, Montreal get the veteran, 36 years old, Eric Stahl, 17 years in the NHL. I think, that's solidified the line, a center for the Montreal Canadiens with, I think, with the Kokanemi, Suzuki, Dano, and Evans. I think they will, that will helping them to get a better, strong experience and also better center to go if they make the playoff, honestly. So
I thought it was a pretty reasonable price. I mean, is this the beginning of a fire sale in Buffalo?
Yeah, I think so too. On the flip side, Montreal have a 14 pick before that trade, so we still have 12 pick for this year.
Wow.
So it's not like like the end of the world for them. And they get something settled, and they just join they are on the number 5 in NHL as the biggest team in NHL right now. So it surprised everybody. But 2 years ago, they was the smallest one. Now they're the biggest one. So I think that's great. I think it will be interesting if he can produce like Corey Perry does right now, or Kovalchuk did last year. You never know. You still have maybe like for me, I feel like he's a Jason Spezza for Toronto Maple Leaf. That's how I see him.
Yeah, who's been surprisingly good.
Yeah, because 8 goals.
I think he's going to be. He seemed excited to go to Montreal. They're still in a playoff position. I don't see Calgary or Vancouver challenging them right now. I think Calgary is just going to continue to kind of struggle, and they have so many games in hand in Montreal. It's a great opportunity for him to be in the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see who's on his line, and I don't know. It made me start thinking about Buffalo and who I would trade. Eric, if I were the GM and I had to decide, am I trading Jack Eichel next? Am I trading Sam Reinhart? You're never going to get rid of Jeff Skinner, I don't think.
No.
You can start thinking of Ristolainen's got to go. What are you going to get for these guys? Because they have some really valuable assets. And then Taylor Hall, of course, will probably go somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think so. Jack Eichel go nowhere, and Sam Reinhart.
I would not trade him.
Say again?
I would not trade him, but
No.
they might.
I don't think so. I think the rumor is very low right now about him.
You're not that type of player again. I mean,
if his trade going to be trades during the summer, but until then, nothing will happen. I think you mentioned two names right there. For me, it's more about Taylor Hall. It's really the next one over there, really where he could be somewhere. I think Ristolainen is another one there. I think is another one. Then also Montour is another UFA over there. So I think
UFA.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's a good piece. I don't know. It's too bad.
So,
I guess they have to move him. He'll help somebody. He's a good number 4.
Yeah. So I think Montour will be another one over there. The rest is like, we talk about all of Ocaspo and everything. Like, it's not like big piece on anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think, they could get that kind of player, but I think the rest, I don't see anybody that can be moved over there.
What's the maximum they can retain? Is it 50% of a contract?
Yeah, but about Skinner?
That's what I was wondering. Like, so, I think at 4.5, I would take Skinner. Because he's like $9 million, Pierre.
Yeah, but, like they would pay for about like $30 million dead money.
As opposed to, I don't know what they do. Can they buy him out at 75%?
They will have the salary cap again at 6-7 million per year for nothing. So it's not worth it to do that.
So it's probably better to retain 50%.
Well, the key for him, it'd be better to keep him, to let him play. And that's pretty much what he can do. It is what it is, right? It remind me a little bit what Scott Gomez did after that, after his big contract. And we can mention a lot of players there. They can do that. The second trade of the weekend, it was the New York Rangers trade Brendan Lemieux to the Los Angeles King and return a 4th-round pick. That's a little bit surprised me. You know.
So he went to where? LA, right?
Yeah.
So his dad is Claude Lemieux, and his dad's like one of the top 15 agents. I don't know if you know that, right? He's got a lot of players under his belt. So he does. I don't know what it is, because on paper you'd think this guy would be a pretty valuable asset. Like, he's agitating and he can score, but he just never gets past the 4th line.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
You know, if I was him, I would targeting an inspiration for him. He should look more about like Matt Martin. I think that's what the kind of player he can be for any team in the NHL. He can score 5-8 goals per year, but he can get kind of the Matt Martin.
I think he can score more than that, Pierre. I just don't understand why.
I don't think so. He never show anything else. You know what I mean?
He's got 12 goals before, didn't he?
What?
I thought he scored 12 goals one year. Like, if you look at his, there's something else going on there, and I don't know what it is. He scored 9. Yeah, he scored 12 goals between the Jets and Rangers. So he had 9 goals in 44 games, and then 19 games over the Rangers. So he can score. I mean, but he's not. Is he not disciplined? Is that part of it?
No, I think it's just, for me, it's just the talent wise overall.
You don't think?
No, I don't think so. That's why I said 4 line. The worry about this is like when you change the team a lot like that, is get dangerous for that kind of type of player he is.
Yeah, right? I mean, I feel like his dad's fingerprints are on this. I see his dad in the rink in Anaheim and LA a lot. So.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do for. I don't know what it was the purpose of Los Angeles behind that. Maybe they have not enough physicality behind around, but
I think it's a personal thing. I think somebody. It feels like Claude Lemieux's all over that.
Yeah,
it's funny. A couple years ago, like, they would have skates in the summer, and Claude will run like a camp. And you watch him skate, you're like, holy crap, can this guy still play?
Yeah.
His dad might be better than him right now. That's pretty good.
We have a signature, Cole Caulfield, for the NCAA, signed with a Montreal Canadian Saturday night, a 3-year on 3-level contract. That's a good move from Montreal to get him. He's in direction to drive today to Montreal. He had his first press conference this morning. He's driving to Wisconsin, Montreal today. And finally, yeah, he's going to start with the Laval Rocket.
Yeah, that's right. Because they were saying they're not going to bring him up right away, or?
The problem Montreal has right now is salary cap. So they have to deal with many things like that. So it'll be interesting about that. I think Montreal shopping or Paul Biron. See Paul Biron. Okay, see what happened with him. About that.
He's a good player.
Yeah, it's just like right now is that and the ladder is in the back and the far away. So it'll be interesting about that. The next player I'm looking for is to see what happening with Jake Sanderson and Dylan Alloway. That's the two of the players I'm looking for the next 24, 48 hours. If Sanderson is going, if they're going to jump on the next,
they've both probably done what they're going to do at NCAA, right?
Yeah, they are done, both of them now. So they see who's going. Alloway's with Edmonton, so it'd be interesting about him. And Sanderson, we know he's with Ottawa.
He's going to be a damn good defenseman.
He have a good tournament last weekend. Sanderson, he stepped up a little bit better, more. Alloway have another second year with the Badger, pretty good year. So would be interesting the two guys over there, where they're going to go, and we'll see. So that's about what happened around.
Dylan Holloway has a broken thumb.
What happened?
He broke his thumb in the game.
Really? This is new because he was not mentioned anything else.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, Wisconsin was a disappointment. They lost their first game at the beginning of the tournament, where their expectation was by higher. You know what I mean? To go all the way to the finals four.
Yeah, he broke his thumb in the game against Penn State.
And the surprise beyond this weekend is Minnesota State. So they're all the way at the end. So when they're going to Pittsburgh, so being surprised me to see them there for sure. Couple of injuries, everything like that. I think the biggest news it was yesterday, honestly, for the Florida Panthers.
Such a bad. I hope this is short term.
We don't know until today. Honestly, they're going to have more tests. Of course, Colt Canville said he's going to be, extend time, but what is exactly the injury? Is it an ACL, MCL? We don't know. We look like it's more like the I think it's the left knee, I believe. So it was not looking good for sure on the ice, everything like that. Get out of the stretcher. So it's a guy play 25 minutes per game. Is a guy have 11 goal, 11 assists, 22 points. He's the number one defenseman for the Panthers. So I don't know.
I don't know. I think then do they target someone like Ristolainen now? Because his contract's fairly reasonable. I think he's only $4 or $4.5 million a year.
It's 5.5, I believe.
Is it 5.5?
Yeah, he's 5 at least more. So
do they have room for that? And I know it's less now, but
of course they will, because now Ekblad is out.
Yeah, because they have a lot of room.
They have a lot of room anyway with this. The money is not a problem for them. It's a trait about what they get, right?
He's like unrestricted, right?
Yeah. So if I was Panthers, I will trade him.
No, he's not, Pierre. He has 2 years, this year and next year.
Oh yeah. Ristolainen?
Yeah, that's
yeah. So if I was the Panthers, I will trade the goaltender Drager.
That's what I was gonna say. If I'm Buffalo, I make that trade tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, Drager, sure. We get rid of a guy that's been a problem. We know he's got offensive capability. He's not great defensively.
Yep.
He's like a Finnish Keith Yandel.
And I really believe Yandel is out in 2 years. So that will open up again another money there. I think Ristolainen, he will not be number one. Yes, for Aaron, he's not there, but Ristolainen, he set up exactly what they're looking for, the top 4D, physicality, everything like that.
That's a good match, I think.
I think so too. And then Buffalo get a goaltender, I believe he's great.
He'll be a 1B, like if they had him and Linus Ullmark, the season would be very different.
They have him, and it will be different for sure. Yeah. I agree with you.
I think Ullmark's still a good goaltender. I mean,
both of them are UFA over there, so they have to resign Ullmark.
Could you do a deal where it's like, hey, if this guy agrees to a 3-year, $12 million deal, we'll make the trade?
Now, my question back to you will be: Do you give that money from the Florida? Say, look, we're going to give him $3 million, $9 million for 3 years for the rigor, and wait Spencer to get at least 1 year, 2 years in AHL.
If you're Florida, no, I would trade for Ristolainen right now. Bobrovsky, Spencer Knight can probably step up. He's probably fine, especially in a backup role. Like Bob can handle it if he's not hurt.
Yeah, the problem with a $10 million for a goaltender like this, you have to let him play.
Right. Well, that's fine because you're not. That's why you would not give Drager 3 or 4 mil. Right? You probably take that risk, and maybe you say, "Hey, send us Carter Hutton too." What's Carter Hutton's contract?
It just makes sense to trade him.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
You've got the guy coming up. You got a guy behind him even in the Canadian goalie. So you at least have a 4th goalie in line somewhere. I think it's a smart move. Carter Hutton's 2.7. Buffalo, I would say, look, here's Ristolainen. We'll retain Carter's contract. You probably don't even have to do that. You take Hutton and Ristolainen, we get Drager and bag of pucks.
Yeah, but I think I don't think so. They need Carter over there anyway. I
In
think
Florida?
yeah.
Why? Who's the other goalie though?
Oh, they have Momembo.
Oh yeah, Samuel.
Right?
Yeah, he's good.
So they have him over there. They have Knight is going to get out now.
Very close.
He's done now with he's at the top 10 finalists for the Honey Baker too. So I really believe I think at that moment it would be the best for. I think it's a good trade. Yep, I agree with you about that one over there for sure. So that was the biggest thing about. We know Brad Marchand did not play this weekend with Rask. Rask injury. Marchand's about COVID-19. I don't know if he played yesterday. I did not look, but I know he was out. We have a 2 milestone. We have Johnny Gaudreau 500 game, wow. And then Bailey 900 game with the Islanders.
Wow,
Josh Bailey. I feel like like 900. Like that's crazy.
Why is he still young? But he's been around a long time, Pierre. Yeah.
It surprised me a lot. So good morning, NHL. Welcome back. Hopefully you have a great weekend.
Yeah. Yesterday was interesting because of Detroit. I thought yesterday again wins against Columbus, Pierre.
Yeah, a lot of works happening this weekend where we can see right now. Like I can tell you right now, Columbus not going to make the playoff. Dallas is out of the playoff.
There's problems in Columbus.
You know what I mean? So it's 2 teams right now get there, but I mentioned to you, I have 4 teams last week. They have 3-0 and plus. 1 team is 4-0 and 3 teams are 3-0. Who are they?
Oh, 3-0?
3-0 or 4-0?
Well, Detroit is interesting because they beat Columbus twice, and then they split their other series, so they're at least 3-0.
No, they're 3-1.
Did
they lost in game, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They split the other series.
Yep.
So they were 1-1. And if you look at the month, Pierre, I was kind of surprised. If you look at their game series against everyone, even against Tampa, they split those series, except for the Nashville series. So when you look at their record in the month of March, they were pretty much 500, I think. They were 500 or maybe a game over.
I think Picard was pretty well, right?
Oh, what happened?
You know what I mean? Like, he's another. He's a one play a lot of game with many teams, right? He's always been left and right for backup goalie number 2, everything like that. A little bit, he remind me a little bit Raymer, but less game. Like he's always been the kind of player never is going to make the top goaltender number 1. But I think of course Raymer have more longevity in NHL, but I think that's the problem they got over there for that part.
For me, a couple of good storylines are emerging. One, Svechnikov scores again. So he gets his 3rd goal in 8 games, Pierre. I mean, at this point, there's no reason that he's not even top 6 for them. He's at the worst top 9, but he's probably next to Fabry. He's like their most consistent offensive producer. And then Rasmussen gets his first goal, which I believe, Pierre, he can score in the NHL. He's got such good hands in tight, and he's so big. And he's just going to get those goals right around there. And Fabry continues to play great.
Yeah, Ronek and defenseman.
Killing it.
They losing now Bernier. That will not help a little bit. But I think overall, I think they have a great great month. If you go 3-3 and everything like that, like they are like the last 3 weeks, they have 500 and more on their record for the last 3 weeks. So,
I think the young, the older Svechnikov is shown. Listen, you were patient. It's paid off. Don't send this guy back to the taxi squad. There's no reason unless he's.
Sometimes it's about salary money, some stuff like that.
He's like $780,000.
Yeah, but every time they do that, they grab $1,000, $2,000, everything like that. So a lot of team does this. It's not like about a player they can call him back right away. But
Mark Stahl played great yesterday, by the way. Like, he is a very good defenseman still. And actually, the guy that maybe didn't show up on the score sheet that I keep watching him, Pierre. I don't know if you watched him, is Zadina. I feel like he's gonna break out. Like, he's like a center of a lot of pucks, and he's setting plays, and he's really coming into his own. I want him to score more, but I don't know. He's looking like one of their top players right now.
I really believe if I was Detroit right now, I will trade Momenta.
Anthony Mantha?
Yeah.
I'm on the fence on that. He's definitely underperformed. He's capable of a lot, but there's something there that's like sleepy, I'm trying to think of, do you get maximum value out of him? He's capable of being a 25 goal guy. He could do more. Like, the guy can do more.
Yeah, of course.
It's just, I don't know if I trade him. I think they just be patient. They have a lot of UFAs coming up. He's still,
injuries problem he got with there. So
that's the problem overall, right?
Yep. Yo, welcome back. Yo, I appreciate it. Thanks again to join us. Welcome. If any question, down for comments, let us know. And then NHL for your comments about the Nashville Predators. This is not come nowhere, right? Like 3 weeks ago, Nashville was out of the playoff, and they come back with 5 straight win. They win 7 of the last 8 games, and I think you're absolutely right. I think now they cannot afford to trade anybody. I think they have contender to make the playoff right now. And
for the Nashville, I wouldn't. I never would want to trade a guy like Ekblad. He's really inexpensive, Pierre.
But they are talking about trade him or trade Ellis, Duchesne, or Granlund, everything like that. But no, the team is rolling.
I would not. You see the difference with and without Ryan Johansson. Like, it's like night and day. They're getting good goaltending.
Well, I think you have to. I think, but I think the biggest problem, it was more they didn't play the 15 game without Roman Hosey. Where I really believe, I mean, that's right. Maybe
you got your probably your top centerman, absolutely your top centerman, and then you can see without him, Arvidsson's been not the same, and then Yossi, we know he's a top 7 or 6 defenseman in the NHL. I mean, Yarncrocs been good. This kid's coming along. I feel like Granlund's been playing better, but this has been, this is what changed a lot of the momentum for them. Like, they had nobody of this caliber up, and he just makes such a difference on the ice. And it's not necessarily on this. He's just a big guy down the middle. He can log some minutes, and I don't even think he's hitting his stride yet.
Yeah, but he's never been the Ren he was before, right? So that's.
Well, I feel like since the thigh injury in the playoffs in 2017, that's when really things got screwed up. Like, when he had that terrible thigh injury and they went to the final, right?
Yeah,
he just has not been the same. Like,
now, like NHL mentioned this, I have this on the note. They signed the defenseman Ferenc, who I believe is a great defenseman. He was one of the top in the NCAA this year. I think, like, maybe not, but you have him. You have now Fabro, right?
They're just like a machine when it comes to producing D.
Yep. And I think that's a great move from them to have him. So, I'm not saying he's going to part like Cole Caulfield playing NHL, but I think, their future in the D is not a problem. It's just a surprise them because he's always been in the 7 in the Central Division, and now they won the 7 or 8. So that's what we said. When you have a trench of the 10 game, you win 8 of them, you can jump from anywhere to go up. You know what I mean?
Pierre, do you think the Habs will make another move?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. I will give you 2 more reasons. First, at least someone want Paul Piron or something like that. But the problem they have right now, the salary cap is a problem. The second thing, Chariot, he's coming back quicker than what they was expected. So he's maybe 10 days earlier at what he's supposed. Then he's not on a long-term injury, Chariot. They keep him on the injury reserve, not on the long term. So his money affect the cap salary. Thirdly, I think now with Eric Stahl and inside, I think they are strong enough to do everything. One thing we don't talk about this, but Ryan Poulin in Laval, he's on fire.
Oh, yeah, really. Eh?
So it's another one over there. Now, defensively, with Sherrod back, I think that'll be good enough to finish the year, everything like that. Of course, they would like to add a defenseman, but who and how much?
I believe that they will make a run at Ristolainen if he's available, and they have some pieces there that they could dump. I mean, it would be interesting to see if they could swing something for a Drouin or for a Dano.
No.
But that would be the only things I could think of, because I think that a lot of people will be in play after him.
Drouin is one of the best players of the year. You know what I mean?
Is he?
Oh, yeah. It's like 19 assists, only 3 goals, but you have he's every year. Like, you have almost 1 point.
Really good. Is he? I never think he's that good. He's got 2 goals.
Laval came back yesterday with a big win. Laval was losing 4-1 yesterday. They scored 3 or 4 goals the last 6 minutes, but they lost Ilonen, and also Mizak got hurt badly.
Oh, they lost.
Yeah. So
I like him. He's another under the radar guy.
Yep.
Wow,
he's really close to jump.
Born in Arizona.
Yeah, he's really close to get jump on the NHL. It's just right now the traffic is so loud over there. And I think, but he have a good year with Laval, and he's the next one, obviously, the best prospect for the Laval and for the Montreal Canadiens. So it'll be interesting, but I don't think so. The trade, Mike Bergevin, he have a press conference this weekend. Of course, he has something to improve the team, but I don't see how they can work that way. I could be wrong. I was right on Caulfield, and I was right on Villiers, but I could be wrong on that one, but I don't see what they really need anymore.
I mean, I don't think they're amazing up front, and I think they could use another D. A top 4 would be great. It depends how serious they are. Like, do they think they can make a run?
It's just the D. They miss a right D. That's pretty much what they're missing. So
I do not like Drouin, guys. I'm sorry. I watch him and I don't see it. I think he's a selfish player. He gets assists, but he's one of these guys. He's like,
no, he's not. No, I know he carry on. He have a great vision. He's smart. He passes the puck more. Talented, he don't shoot to the net, Michael.
He what?
He don't shoot to the net.
I know, but now he's not perimeter. He's a perimeter player, and he holds on to the puck to the point where it's either going to go the other way or something will happen.
No, not this year. He had a bad year last year, but not this year.
Every year he has a bad year.
No, I'll be honest with you. You have to, like the year with St. Coles, you have a good year, and this year have a very good year. But we'll see. But I don't think so for Montreal.
Yeah. Do you think they now they have Stahl, Kotkaniemi if he's healthy, because he's injured right now, right? But I assume he's coming back.
No, he's just on COVID-19.
Oh, that's what it is. He's COVID. And then Suzuki is fine.
He's on Texas squad. He's coming back. He's just for salary purpose.
And then Evans has kind of got the 4th line, it looks like.
That's the one is going to be bound. All right. Biro is going to be out because of the salary problem. And then they're going to put also Evans out. And now they open up, The only trade they could make, I'll be honest with you, and I don't think so they will because of the security purpose, is Victor Mete.
I think that's low priority. I kind of feel like it'd be interesting to see if they move Dano or not.
They won't. He's a UFA, and they don't have, they will be back the same thing they was before Stars, so they're not going to do that, right?
Yeah. I think depends on back, I guess. But if you think Poling is good, if you think Poling's ready, he comes up, plays well, and you're going to lose Dano, but you need a D. That's the only thing I can think, guys. But I don't think it's inevitable.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Paulin would be back anyway, but it's something could happen.
Yeah, Drouin, I don't know. All right, let's go on to a more interesting topic. Let's see. Oh, there are no more interesting topics because it's Montreal. What about this game? Did you watch this game with the Rangers and Caps?
Yeah, it was a one way until the last 10 minutes of the game. It was 4-0 Caps, and then they 4-1 at some point. Then the Rangers came back with 3 goal and 2 goal. Well, from 4-0, so it was 3-4, 3 goal. Then Washington scored 5th, and then Rangers come back with 4. Great performance of Blackwell, but I think right now Washington's all about Ovechkin. He scored 11 goals in the last 11 game. He's on fire.
It's crazy. He got 10 goals in 9 games, 11 goals in 10 games. Is that what it is?
No, he's 11-11 right now. So
11.
yeah, so that's pretty amazing when you think about that. On the flip side, Ryan Strom, he's like 9 game with 1 point. He's a 212 the last 9 games, so it's 14 point. We have to give credit for Strom for them.
Pierre, I've always really liked Strom. I was really annoyed at how he was handled in Edmonton and then they were like, "Oh, we need a second line centerman." You're like, you had the guy. You wouldn't play him past the third. He's been nothing but solid everywhere he's been. He's a good 200-foot player, and you see he can produce offensively.
Yep. The Rangers slippery the last 2 games. They have a good
score, Pierre.
So again,
Ryan Strome has 32 points in 34 games. He's a
yeah.
Good thing you dumped him for Ryan Spooner, Chira.
So it's a good, overall, they lost the last 2 games. That will hurt. You know what I mean? We never thought he's going to make the playoff for sure. But again, they're missing a couple of pieces for sure. But, they're hanging there. Yesterday. Yeah, it was 5th goal. Yeah, he scored the 4th of the game for the Rangers. They missed a lot of chances, to be honest with you, yesterday. They missed like a 2-1, 3-2, 2-1. And shortened it. I don't remember who missed the net, like 1 foot beside. It was a great pass. But again, overall, I think they are honestly, I'll be honest with you, the Rangers, they are it's a fun team to watch right now.
They're fun to watch.
They are really fun to watch. If you have, you want your team is not, your favorite team is not on the TV right now, is a team you should watch.
Caps are starting to run on all cylinders. I don't think they've ever stopped. I mean,
they have you remember what you talking about? You remember when they got the COVID-19?
They didn't miss a beat though.
Oh yeah, they lost like 3-4 games straight.
Yeah, that's true. They did. That's right.
Yeah, but since that they are like 12-2 the last 14 game.
It's hard to think that such a blip. Like they've only lost 7 games, Pierre. It's crazy. I mean, this is a 700 team, and we only have 22 games left. It's a team. I'll be honest with you. I think the best acquisition at any team this year is because of Shara for
Washington.
Who? Oh, Chara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, this guy brings leadership here. Like
that's what I said. That's what I said. Like, bring another dimension, like no many, you know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing about that.
I agree, because you're not going to screw around with him.
No,
when he gets mad, he's scary.
Like, no, it's a big plus over there. So and I think they're talking about goaltender, but I think Samsonov is doing well right now for them. I would not, some rumor. Pierre Lebrun this morning or that kind of sick. I would not trade any goaltender right now for Washington. Oh. They have Vanecek, they have Samsonov, and they are good to go with that part over there. Of course, they maybe would like to have a top 1, but I think right now hanging there, that'll be the best thing for them. And it's about, do you think that Jamerson, right? You have a big contract, not a big contract. The contract I want to talk about, he doesn't want to go nowhere. He wants to be retired in Arizona. He will accept $1 million right now to stay over there. So I don't think this is a good fit for him. On the Savard situation, this is a good question because I think this weekend, maybe at the end of this week, Columbus is shifting from buyer to seller. So I really believe they will trade, and this is a rumor I'm going to open up here. I really believe they will trade Corpusalo very soon. I think they will keep more Meslikin at Corpusalo. And I think Corpusalo could be a great direction for Buffalo.
Is he unrestricted or something?
I'm sorry again.
Is he coming up as a free agent, or is he?
No, I think he still have a RFA, but I think Columbus cannot hang in with 2 number 1 in the house.
I feel he's had an off year. I think those goalies are very even normally. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that. I'm not sure if they have anything else in the pipe, and I feel that their strength has been depth.
They have a number 3. Yes, they have another one over there.
Who's the other guy?
Oh my
Cam
God!
Johnson's nothing. I mean,
No. It's another European Russian guy or.
Yeah. So Tarasov, is that the other guy?
Who?
Tarasov.
I think so. I don't know his
Daniel
last name.
Tarasov, maybe, but I don't know enough about these guys. Like, he played in the KHL, and he's.
But again, I'm not sure if Savard, they would be a good place to get there. Yeah, it is, Shara. But
I don't know. Savard, I think, would be really good in Florida. He's.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to probably give up a lot, and he would play a good role. Like, he's a good skater. He doesn't get offense, but he's good.
For what Columbus looking for, they're looking for forward. So they have a couple of players.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one of them, but I think they will trade someone for Savard. Then Savard respond exactly what Ristolainen does. Like the same kind of prototype number 3 in the team. That's what they need. So they have to sacrifice a young. Is it Owen Tippett? Is it Derisenko? Is it? I mean,
for Savard.
Yeah, they will have to.
I wouldn't trade either of those guys for Savard.
They will have to lose because he's number 3.
I mean, I wouldn't trade. I don't know. Denisenko, maybe.
Tomorrow night, NHL live stream. Montreal is back again in Edmonton, 7:00 with Panthers at the same time. So you're going to see me tomorrow night. I'm going to put this live in the next 30 minutes. Savard, yeah. I think Savard, they will request at least a 2nd-round pick, but also a player like Owen Tippett or something like that.
I can't see that. I mean, that to me, Tippett's upside is too much. Like, and then Heponiemi, I don't know. Tough call. I guess if you think that Ekblad's going to be out and you still have an opportunity without Ekblad is the question. I think, do you think you would get more out of Savard or Ristolainen?
You're welcome. I think, but first, I think the age is a difference, right? You talk about a 25 years old versus a 30 years old, I believe, Savard. You think about Ristolainen have still a bit more offensive side.
See, I could see this trade, like Borgstrom in a 2nd for Savard. I could understand.
This is a great, this is a great move.
Or, but you might get Ristolainen for that. Depends on how they value Borgstrom. You might need to up it to a 1st.
No, because what you're going to get Ristolainen if it's Buffalo, they're looking for a goaltender.
Yeah, Drager. So there you go.
So they whatever they get Borgstrom or a 2nd, 1st-round pick, they don't fix their problem. It makes sense. They don't fix their problem, so they have to fix their problem with the goaltender. So they have a good piece of material.
No, I agree. That makes more sense. Get Drager, tough it out until Spencer Knight's ready. Then trade Borgstrom in a 2nd and get Savard.
But take up exactly what I was going to say to you, Michael, in NHL. This that's changed completely Panthers if they do that today, right? So
those are both excellent additions,
Yeah, exactly. So I think it will be interesting to see that. Overall, I think Nashville had great weeks. One thing, I think we carried enough fly this week. You know what I mean? They fly with 3-0 this week when nobody expect that. They beat the Tampa Bay Lightnings again this week. Tampa Bay
don't miss a beat, Pierre. That's such a good team. It's going to be interesting when we get to the playoffs. Like some of these teams, I mean,
So what do you do right now?
23-7, Pierre.
Do you think they should trade Rimmer?
No. Well, they want a defenseman, so I could see where they would move Reimer, but they're not going to get Ristolainen for him. They might get Montour for him because he's not a long-term solution in Buffalo. I don't see that. But the other goalie, maybe, if you think the other goalie is...
They will not trade. They would keep him.
Yeah, well, that's the question, right? If they think they're going to get Ristolainen, they would have to give up Andre, and that's probably fine. But it's risky a little bit, but not that risky. I mean, I think that those goaltenders benefit from something going on in the system. And they could replace those guys. Is it good enough for Buffalo? It might just be good enough for the moment. I don't know.
Another team nobody talked this week, Minnesota 3-0.
Minnesota does not stop here. It's crazy. This team is like so much better than I would have ever guessed. They're 11 games above 500. I mean, they would have to really screw up 3 wins.
Yep.
The team that's done poorly recently is St. Louis, though.
That's the team. On the flip side, you have 2 teams, for Buffalo for sure. But the second team have the worst week. So we have 0-4 this week. 0-4. So, and it was not against Vegas and Colorado right now. You know what I mean? That team play against San Jose, Anaheim, everything like that. So they really struggled this week.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, St. Louis has had a rough go lately.
Yeah.
Tarasenko's back, and they're not. It's funny, they kind of falter a little bit.
Tarasenko scored at least his second goal yesterday.
I know. It was a great see that shot. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but, they're not winning.
Los Angeles is not out of the picture. Like, if they win like LA, the problem that LA did this weekend, they lost again. Good game, the easy game this weekend. So
I don't know. Armia just doesn't get the reps. Like I don't think he's on the ice a lot. There's a lot of bodies in Montreal.
I will answer back to you right away. The Armia is a UFA at the end of the season, so his market to trade is low, and it's better to keep him until at the end. But I don't think so. That will, like you said, he does not play the level he should play. But again, he show exactly who he is, right? 1 great game against 5 game low boring. And I think you're right. They will trade or give away Armia before they trade Lekonen. I think Lekonen is really what they're looking for more.
St. Louis will be okay. I don't know if that means they make the playoffs. I mean, I think Arizona's right on their heels now. LA to me is LA goes according to how Velarde goes. If Velarde's been dropped to the 4th line, he's been struggling a little bit lately. If he's going, they have a legit second line. On another positive note, in the AHL, Byfield's on a 7-game point streak.
Byfield is on fire over there. Thomas is on fire over there. They are like 3-4 players for them. They are on fire over there.
And they have Devontae Smith-Pelly, who's more than capable of coming up and helping out. Like he can.
I would not bring him.
All the ability you would want. I mean, just
I would not bring him, but I think I think St. will be fine, right? But they will fight again Arizona. I'll be not surprised over there.
We didn't talk about Kessel's hat trick. They won 4-0 the other day, and Kessel gets a friggin' hat trick.
Yeah, Kessel have another hat trick. Keller is on fire over there too. It's a team winning right now with no goaltender. So it's pretty impressive what they are doing right now. Yeah, I mean,
did Aiden Hill get the shutout?
It's Aaron Hill. Yeah,
Aiden Hill. Yeah, Aiden Hill's actually not a bad goalie. He's
no, but what I mean, like it's not talking about the 2 other player goaltender there. You know what I mean? That's another situation. Like
he's 4-3-0.
I
he's
think
got a 920 save percentage, and if you look at his career, he's 14. He's like a 500 goalie, but his stats are pretty good. Like he's got like 2.73 and a 910 career, so he's serviceable. Like he can put some games in and steal some points. He's not going to be a number 1, but he's not that old, is he? How old is Aiden Hill?
28.
So he's in 96. So what is that? 23? 25. Yeah. So he might just be coming into his own.
Yeah.
6'6". I always forget how big he is.
He has an opportunity for sure.
What the heck, Pierre? This guy's 6'6".
Yep.
Whoa! I always thought he was like 6'2", 6'3". He's a monster. If LA makes the playoffs, Drew Doughty should win the Norris. Well, Drew Doughty's had a great year.
Yep.
I think the MVP though might be Dustin Brown, and maybe Cal Peterson.
Yeah, but I think the Norris right now is going to be between Tyson Barrie and Victor Edmond. At the end of the day, I I don't see anybody else.
Barrie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 34 point right now.
I mean, Doughty's had a phenomenal year though.
So it'll be interesting about that. One thing we did not talk about him, but is Doug Hamilton got his 14th straight game with 1 point. So
Maybe he should be the MVP.
What?
Maybe he should get the Norris.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think Edmund is really the one really over there, but I think Tyson Barrie was going to be in the conversation with not at the end, the finalists.
Yeah, Adam Fox, surprising.
That's a surprise there. I think Adam Fox were there.
I don't believe in that. Drew Doughty, though, 27 points in 32 games, Pierre, and they played well above. If you watch him, he's been great. He's
he had a great year. He is the year he played like 17, 18. Have an amazing great year over there. He's going very well.
Yo.
Yeah.
Tyson Barrie's on the right team for him. He should stay there, and they should sign him. That is the guy they've not had. And look at Nurse. Nurse's numbers, Nurse to me is better than Barrie.
Overall, yes, of course.
Oh my God, plus 22, 26 points in 35 games. He's scary. Like, people get out of hand and Darnell grabs them by the cuff.
No, he is really a good year for him. He's really, flourish. He's a way to really get out exactly who he is, right? On that list, we talk about Samuel Girard just over him as another great year over there. It's a lot of great name over there. I think, Doug Hamilton is number 6. That's not too bad at all.
Not bad at all. I think, I don't know, to me, I like I don't think he's going to get credit, but I do believe Doughty's been probably one of the best 2 or 3 defensemen in the league this year. If you watch him, it's like, ooh, he looks like the old Drew Doughty.
Yeah. I agree with you. He looked great for sure.
Yeah, he's impressed me. He was out a few games, and since then he's been awesome.
And someone would never talk again, but he's always there. Is John Carlson.
John Carlson. He's so good, Pierre.
Yep.
But he's a -3. It's weird. I wonder why that is.
But
weird. I always wonder about that. New Jersey. Blackwood played very well yesterday.
New Jersey is sad because they won a good game and they lost a bad game. Yeah. So,
they're 16, Pierre. They're not bad overall.
They can beat Boston and Pittsburgh, and then after that, they're losing a lot, the rest of the division.
Sure, they're not offensively consistent enough to win, but they compete, and I like the way they're playing. Ty Smith again. Man, he's so good. Jack Hughes looks good. I think it's going to take time.
Yeah, he's really slow right now.
Yeah, the line with Sharagovich, Zajac.
Talking about him, did you see the save he made, Blackwood?
Oh yeah, no, he's such an excellent goalie, Pierre. But again, they get miles out of Scotty too, right? Like Scott's had a good season for them, so. I think it gives them flexibility.
Is the team was supposed to get Corey Crawford at the beginning of the year? Is
right?
The team did not play also with Nico Shire all year long?
Yeah, I know. Right? It's crazy.
And then there's a player right there. Kusev does not play where he should be. But as a team right now is a sailor. So I don't know what's happening with Palmieri over there. That's the one we have to look. And then they maybe trade Kulikov, Van Tenen or Murray as a defenseman over there.
Maybe, yeah.
You know,
I mean, clearly the future's right here with this guy.
no, that it's because you have already Yandel, but I think Rem Murray could fix Florida problem on the offensive side, but not the defensive side.
Yeah. Will Butcher really isn't. Is he injured or is he just not being played?
Oh no, he's held to scratch.
Yeah.
No, he's maybe hurt now, but he was held to scratch a lot.
The future is, where these guys are at. They're not about now. They're competitive, so that's good. Anaheim surprised. We talked about the Blues slumping. Anaheim.
I know him have a good week this week, but not good enough to surprise.
They're going to always underachieve, but Fowler gets a point. Henrique and Josh Manson coming back is a big deal. Stollers is the goalie.
Yeah.
What? I mean, he's capable of playing in the NHL. I don't know how long-term that solution is, but he was supposed to be the backup, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, the improved play of Terry, Comtois' season has been excellent. Those are all exciting storylines for them. I don't see Zegras in this lineup.
Possible. I don't know. I did not look the game yesterday.
No Trevor Zegras, so that's interesting.
And Tristal is hurt.
Is he hurt? Drysdale?
Yeah. Yeah, he got hit like the last. He followed his head, whatever.
This is the real story: is getting this guy back. I mean, Josh Manson is really a big piece that they've missed.
Yeah, but they're missing also Gibson. So.
Well, that's a big piece.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So we talked about the Preds beating Chicago. That was a huge win, Pierre.
Yeah, there's another one there. I think the one game I would like to talk is about the comeback of Toronto against Edmonton Saturday night. Edmonton was winning 3-1, and then Toronto scored 3 goals and won an OT to win 4-3 and beat them for the 4th time straight. That's, like you talk about big games during the weekend. I think that's a big one over there. Toronto find a way to beat Edmonton and all the fun ways, and and now Jack Campbell is 6-0 since the beginning of the year. The rumor about Anderson, everything like that.
Austin.
Galchenyuk have a great game.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't. I mean, I'm sure it's not too bad with the Marlies, but
again, he
wants to stay in the NHL. Hopefully, Austin Matthews, 22 goals, Pierre, in 31 games.
Yeah,
because he was kind of on a little bit of a cold streak, right?
Yeah, he did not score for like 6-7 games, I believe. Honestly, but I think that game Nylander Tavares score, and then he was the one turnover to stop the puck, to bring the puck to I don't know which one, and then all scored the OT goal. But about Caulfield, it's patient is the word. As a fan, we want to see him.
Yeah,
let him time to show.
Give him a game or two, and don't worry about it.
I mean, let him time. I think he will be a little bit longer with Laval.
Maybe.
And
we'll see. Like, I think he'll kind of tear up the AHL a little bit once he gets comfortable, don't you?
I don't see this yet now in NHL. Like, I don't see it, AHL yet. I think, it will be a plus for Laval. Of course, everybody's going to watch the game, but still, period adaptation for them for sure.
Yeah, they're in no hurry. They got lots of veteran bodies up there. Montreal's in pretty good shape, but you could see where he could come up and have a little boost for them. But
he's an excited player, right? He is a fun to watch. He's I don't want to qualify because he's not the same kind, but he's the guy like those Pavel Bure, Johnny Gaudreau, those kind of small players can skate fast and they can score from anywhere.
He reminds me a lot of DeBrincat. They have very similar numbers.
Talking about him, he have an amazing, great goal yesterday He's already at 18 goal this year. That's another good thing about that, right?
Yeah,
So, but again, I think that game was important. The game also, Calgary beat Winnipeg this weekend. That's
that
another
was
shot.
big.
That's a big one over there, 4-2, I believe.
Levo again, good.
So that's 2-2 after two, and then they scored 2 goals at the third period. I think is it Penny? What's his first name?
Yeah, Andrew Mangiapane.
You have a great game. That game again Winnipeg, and they need that one because they lost 3 games this week. They are 1-3. I can announce to you guys. I know you is still around in the NHL lab, but I can predict right now Dallas not going to make the playoff.
No, they look like they're toast there.
They are terrible. I watched against Florida this weekend. Listen, Florida does not play with Barkov or Vis, and they find a way to lose 2 games against them.
They're not.
I feel bad for them, but at the end of the day,
Gurianov got on the board and Rupe Hins. They need.
Breslau was out, and then Ains come back yesterday, score a goal. But again, they're missing a lot of players, and when Pavelski cannot score, that's trouble.
They just don't have enough to overcome that. It's good that Gurianov scored and that. How about Verhaeghe, man? Oh my God, hat trick! Jesus, Pierre.
Yeah. Saturday night, Carter Verhaeghe, and it's funny. It's a funny trick. You have 1 goal if it's strange, 1 goal in PK, 1 goal in power play.
That's awesome. Yeah, what a great story. I mean, I think we watched him for Tampa last year, and I'm like, this guy can play, man. Like, he's big and he can skate. I never would have guessed this, though. I mean,
during the playoff last year, we discovered John Farabee, and I feel like Carter Verhaeghe is the same kind of player we discovered last year, and he's just
for sure. He's got better wheels than I anticipated, and he's bigger.
He can skate.
Dangerous.
He can skate. The guy is fast, and he can have good hands. Listen, one show was a top corner wrist shot. He started to 15 of the year. So no, he's a good player. Of course, the Panthers will see what happened the next 5-6 games. They get Detroit this week, and without Ekblad, Barkov, and Orvis, I'm not sure what they will be the next about that part over there. They need more support from other players like Verhaeghe and Duclair scored yesterday, but you have only 4 goals this year, so it'll be interesting.
I think Brendan Lemieux is just on one of his next 3 teams.
The health thing, I think he can bring physicality. I think but I'm not sure he will make a difference for them to play with. And I'm sure he will make a difference for them to make the playoff. I think it will be hard for them to make the playoff. They are close, but I think really to chase one team, it's possible. But when you chase 2 teams, it's hard because you can win 1 game, then the St. Louis lost. So, oh my God, I will get 2 points. But then Arizona win. So you go back at the same ladder, at the same square. So chase 1 team is good. Chase 2 is difficult. And now we talk about what, 20 games maybe remaining, maybe 21, 19. I'm not sure. I don't have that. But so that show to you guys. It's not easy to have that part over there. So it would be interesting. But I don't think so. I think that number 4 is going to be between St. Louis, Arizona. I don't see why St. Louis cannot make it, honestly. But you never know, right? You never know what could happen. Central Division now it's in Nashville, Chicago. On paper, I think Nashville is better, but now how Chicago can fight the adversity. On the East Division is a little bit harder. It's Philadelphia, with Boston and Pittsburgh as a 3-team fighting over there. We know already Washington and the Islanders will stop over there, so it'll be interesting about that part. I don't think so. New Jersey and Buffalo are already out in my book. And North Division now it's Montreal, Canadian, it's Calgary, and also the Vancouver. But I don't see Vancouver there. Now Montreal 4-5 game in the hands. And Montreal could be that way, can win 3 out of 4, and then now they have 2 points behind Edmonton, the second, third place, and maybe 4 points behind the first one. So it could be losing all 3-4, and now they're fighting for the 4th spot. The problem with that situation is because the schedule is getting harder because COVID-19. I think they have to play 45 games and 41 days. I think that's what I read this morning. I look about that. So it would be really interesting. We know we lost Michael, so I know we cannot read your comments. I'm not controlling the comments right now, so it's all Michael. But that's what's happening right now. We like I said, we did around the league. We did not do a normal show where we go game by game, what's coming tonight. I just want to mention, I can go through this for tonight game. We have, I think, 6 games, I think, tonight. Let's start. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game. I think tonight, Flyers, Sabres, that's the Flyers cannot drop that game. That's very important about that one over there. And then you have Islanders, Penguins. I think 2 teams right now. I'll be interested to watch this game for sure. And then we have others, Toronto. That's the game to watch, 7:00. I'm going to be not live, but I'm going to watch this game. I should be live, right? Maybe a little bit later. And then Avalanche, Ducks. Avalanche should be that one. That's Kings. See, that's the tough thing. They play Vegas. That's a game it'll be hard for them to win. That's hard to make them come back in the playoff. So we got the next one at 10:00. So we're going to have a double game, double night, a double header tonight. Again, it looked like a Monday night in Canada, not Saturday night, because we're going to watch, of course, the Winnipeg and the Calgary Flames. And then finally the Wild and Sharks. The Wild, will be interesting to watch that one also. I think Minnesota will be fine. I just want to mention to you, we are Monday. What is Monday with the Hockey Nation Live Show? It's all about the power ranking. I should put the power ranking late tonight on. I'm going to give you who are the 31-1 this week. A couple of things for sure about teams. Some teams have a great week. Some they are not great. And then finally, we're going to have a live show tomorrow night for Montreal back on TV. It'll be great to watching them. So thanks again for watching us today. I appreciate I appreciate NHL. Always pleasure having you and you guys, and then sharing with your friends. That would be great. We thanks Michael David to join us. I know you have to go. And then we're going to bring you late tonight. I'm going to bring you the Daily Show at 6:00, the late Daily Show, 7 o'clock. And then we'll be ready for the night watching hockey. So thanks again, everybody. And just want to remind you, every Monday to Friday, 11:00 Eastern Time, we are back live every day to bring you update, NHL, breaking news, everything around the league. So thanks again for watching, and we look forward to see you tomorrow. Have an amazing, great Monday, everybody.